It is an age-old question. Every society, community, and country has had to grapple with it. Many philosophers and leaders have had to debate the ethics of it. It is capital punishment and the morality of capital punishment. Capital punishment has been abused, abolished, reformed, and reinstated. However, before delving into right and wrong, it's important to understand what makes something moral. For something to be moral, it must either satisfy consequentialist or non-consequentialist theories of morality. To satisfy consequentialists, the consequences must produce more benefit than harm. Basically, the ends justify the means. To satisfy the non-consequentialist, it has to be inherently good. So, it cannot violate any fundamental rights, such as the right to life or the right to truth. Now, my goal is to prove to you that capital punishment is morally sound in both theories. All actions have consequences, and the consequences of applying the death penalty appropriately are very beneficial to society. First, it shows that we value innocent human lives, because if we do not execute murderers, then we show that the life of the murderer is worth more than the life of the victim. Second, it deters murder. Although there are no irrefutable statistics that prove whether or not it does, common sense shows that it does. Sir James Stephen once said that some men probably abstain from murder because they fear getting hanged. Hundreds of thousands of men abstain from murder because because they regard it with horror. One great reason why they regard it with horror is because murderers get hanged. Not only that, if we bet on the death penalty, we gamble the lives of murderers. If we bet against the death penalty, we gamble the lives of innocents. Finally, the capital punishment is the best preventer from the murderer causing harm in the prison they are contained in or in the society they escape to. It is the thought counts as an old adage, and it's the simplest form of non-consequential theory of morality. The main idea, the main principle that supports non-consequential theory of morality, or supports capital punishment in non-consequential theory of morality, is that retributivism. Retributivism is the idea described in Louis Vaughn's Doing Ethics that crimes deserve to be punished proportionally to the severity of their offenses. And the only punishment that can be proportional to the crime of murder, taking everything from the victim, what they were, what they could have been, is execution, taking everything from murder. After all, the murderer is a rational human being who made the choice to kill, knowing that they might be executed for it. And by executing them, we affirm their status as human beings that can be held responsible for the choices they make. Another important rule, or principle, is the golden rule, that we should do unto others as they would do unto us, given the same situation. Podgman, in the essay in defense of the death penalty, argues that if we had killed a young girl, the moral guilt that we would doubtless feel would make us think that we're deserving the death penalty. And the idea here is that if we think ourselves deserving the death penalty, why not the actual murderers? Now, I've shown some strong points for the morality of capital punishment in both theories. There are some strong objections that I want to address. First, that the death penalty is simply revenge. It's not. Lerner puts it that if the main goal of capital punishment is revenge, we would allow the grieving parties to decide the murderer's fate. If there was no grieving parties, we would simply call the whole thing off. The second objection is that we might execute innocent people. Vanden Heghe writes that from 1900 to 1985, 7,000 people were executed by the United States of America. 25 of them may have been executed. And as tragic as it is, all human activities cost human life. Trucking, lighting, construction. But we do not give up these activities because their advantages, moral and material, outweigh the unintended losses. The final objection is that capital punishment can be distributed unequally. In fact, all laws can be distributed unequally. For example, although the police may not be able to catch every single person that they speed, they still ticket the ones that they do catch. Because we cannot have perfect equality in the law. And in an extreme sense, if we could not even save if we could not save everybody, we couldn't even save one person. So, how the law is distributed doesn't pertain specifically to capital punishment. In sum, the death penalty affirms the dignity of human life, of the life of the murderer and the victim. Second, it deters and it prevents murder. And finally, it makes the all-important proclamation that murder is absolutely evil and absolutely intolerable, and will use the full power of the law to do justice fairly. Thank you.